Hey everyone, so it's your girl Charlotte, and today I am putting out my first video, and I would like to share with you guys 5 tips that I have to keep you very happy in your relationship. So just a little bit of background about myself. My husband and I are happily married. We have a very healthy and happy relationship. He writes a blog called beabetterman.net that also shares similar reviews for husbands and how to love on their wives and how to have respectful relationships with their wives. And then also some really cool like man stuff. So anyways, my husband and I have a great and very happy relationship. And it's because we both really agree with the same things. We both knew before we got married what we wanted. We also went to marriage counseling before we were even married, so we really got to find out a lot more about each other and what we wanted from each other as far as a husband and wife goes, and what roles are really important to play when you are in a marriage. It's not, the easiest thing in the world, but, you hear horror stories, and it really doesn't have to be that way. And this is not just only with, your husband. It could be with your, whoever it is that's your partner, your significant other, whatever you want to call them. Girl, guy, both, doesn't matter. So with that said, let me get started and just give you guys some quick tips. And just to let you know, I am definitely not a licensed therapist or anything like that. I'm not claiming to be. I'm not trying to make you guys, to steer you guys off on the wrong foot. But I do feel like this information is pretty helpful, so I'll share it with you. So my 5 tips to keep you happy in your relationship. The first thing I would say is do not sweat the small stuff. So this meaning, like, if your husband doesn't make the bed, which mine does not, or, he doesn't share the same neurotic behavior you do about cleaning, maybe you can give him a little bit of a break if he's making you feel loved and honored and respected every day. The small things that he does that are annoyances, maybe we can just let that go. I'm sure there are things that you are doing in the relationship to annoy him that he is, blowing in the wind for the sake of just making yourself a happier person. If you get caught up on the small stuff, you start creating problems for yourself that you really don't have. So number 2, I would say do not knock your partner in front of anyone else. That means when you go to have girlfriend time with the girls, you keep that time for sipping tea and kikiing and all that good stuff. You guys talk about goals and life and admirations and politics, whatever you want to do. And you can speak about your partner, but you shouldn't speak badly about them in front of other people. And the biggest reason why I would say is because you never want to give other people the opportunity to poison you with bad comments or choices that you have made in your relationship later on in the future. You want to be able to deal with that in your own home with who you're having a relationship with. You do not want anyone else to kind of get involved with that, because it's hurtful when someone would is to throw something back in your face. And not saying that all of your friends are like that, but we all know that there are some people that that would. So don't talk crap about your man. Number 3, don't let other people's bad relationships suck you in. Sometimes you'll be happy in a relationship, but then you'll have some friends or family or someone that and they're not having such a great relationship. So they will, bash their partner all the time or just speak negatively about them all the time. And you can't really let their negative opinions or attempts bring you down. This might even be that you're not even in a relationship, but you are aspiring to be in a relationship, and you get kind of turned off by, like, oh wow, I don't want to be in a relationship with someone because so and so over here is having it so bad. Or, oh, this is why, people don't want to get married because, divorce rates are high and this and that. But in honesty, a relationship is work. And if you are willing to put in the work and you have that love for the other person, you're going to be fine in that. So don't even let them get to you. Maybe you want to distance yourself from, he or she that wants you to join in on this misery boat. But you never want to join in on the conversation, because you'll find yourself kind of bashing your spouse for no reason, and you're thinking, why did I say that? Or I don't really feel this way, but you feel like you're bringing them up by saying, yeah, men suck. But in reality, you don't really have that in your life. You don't have those problems. And I think the best thing that you can do is really try to celebrate relationships, or say something positive to them, like, I'm sorry that your husband does this. When I feel this way, I do blah blah blah. Or helping them basically to get out of that kind of funk. You never want to hit a negative with a negative. You want to speak positivity and love into their life and their relationship, because they're your friends or your family and you love them. So, yeah, don't let that stuff bring you down. And, I wouldn't really speak that much about this, but, sometimes it may hinder you because they may talk badly about your relationship. Maybe out of jealousy, or maybe because they just desire to have the type of relationship that you have. But, they can nitpick, or they could create things that really don't exist for you. But you have to know that if you have a very healthy and happy relationship already, you're the captain of your own ship, and you can't let anyone else get in your head and try to tell you that things aren't the way that they really are. And for those people, like I said, you just keep your distance and you stay super positive, and pray for them and their really good relationship if you're into that, which I am. Moving on to number 4, which would be keeping it real, aka communicate. So if you're not honest in your relationship, both of you are just going to end up in a space of suffering and unfairness, and it's not worth it. If something is bothering you, then you want to speak up about it and let your significant other know about it. You're going to get relief out of the situation regardless of how it's going to turn out. So hey, you're relieved. It's already a better situation. But it could be like any issue. Sometimes people are really nervous to speak to their partner about sex, or issues that you may be having in the bedroom, or you feel like you're doing all the work and there's a lot of give, and there's a lot of take but there's no give, or you just have a hard time connecting with things, anything that it may be, personally. So speak up and have that courage in your relationship, and have that faith and strength in your relationship to be able to speak openly to your partner, because you guys are in love, and they're going to love you, and they're going to want to make things better in your relationship. So yeah, go ahead and tell them how you feel. And last but not least, this is my favorite topic, is to love yourself. I can't stress that enough. You have to love yourself before you are in a relationship with anyone, because the relationship with yourself is the most important relationship that you're going to have, because you have it forever. And if you're not satisfied with several areas in your life, it could be your career, your health, anything mentally or physically that you're dealing with, not saying that you can't be in a relationship and handle these things, but know that that's something personal that you yourself have to deal with. And maybe you want to speak to someone, you know, maybe you want to speak to a pastor or a therapist or, you know, a close, good, healthy friend or family member that will give you good, solid advice. If you have someone like that, a mentor or anything, maybe you want to go to them about it. But you don't want to hinder your happiness within a relationship because you're still dealing with trying to just love yourself. It can be hard to put all your efforts into trying to love someone else when, you know, you're suffering. And, you know, to that I say, like, you know, I don't know who you are, but if you're watching this, you deserve all the happiness in the world. Everyone deserves all the happiness in the world. And it's not always the easiest thing to find. It's not saying that every day you're going to feel your best, but every day you should feel your best at some point during the day. You know, if you wake up and you're feeling really bad and you're feeling really depressed, at some point during the day, do something to make yourself happy. It could be, you know, writing a poem or drawing a picture. It's not about, like, you know, you being the next Picasso, and you don't have to, like, make it the best thing. It's the point that you're doing something for yourself, and it's going to be special and it's going to be amazing. And, you know, we were all beautifully and wonderfully made by God, and, you know, who better than our Creator to make us feel like we're loved. I know it's not hard to find that sometimes, and maybe it's not your thing and you really don't believe in that, and that's fine. If you want to substitute the word God for something else, you know, the universe or whatever it is, to make yourself connect with my message, then, you know, find yourself in that space where you're going to speak positivity out your mouth, and, you know, positive things are going to come into your life. It's the same thing like saying, you know, life and death is in the tongue. You know, there's a lot of power behind what you say. And the best thing that you can do for yourself is to love yourself. I have a really good friend of mine that when she was feeling really down, she had put a big letter B and a period and E on her mirror every day. And when she looked at it, it was, you know, who did she want to be today? You know, who will she be becoming tomorrow? You know, and I really felt like that was inspiring to me because it was a great way to remind yourself. And you could write any little scripture or, you know, anything, quote, you know, sentence, or just a word like that, and it can really change your whole way of thinking. So yeah, my last tip would be just to love yourself. So this is my, you know, like I said, this is my first video. Let me know if you like it. I can talk about pretty much anything. So if you have any suggestions for me, leave it below. I'd love to know what you're thinking. And until we chat next time, have a blessed day, and you know, honor yourself and honor others today. Take care. Bye.